So today I have 5 fantastic herbs to show you. Natural herbs that are absolutely great for helping us to achieve flawless skin. And therefore, if you have any expensive products that are sitting around or that you've been using for a long time and they're not yielding any results, maybe it's time to try something different. Sometimes the natural products work better than the ones we buy over the counter or commercially. And they are natural products or natural skincare products can help greatly in evening out our skin tone and giving us general um, producing general skin health that is much better than what we can achieve using expensive products, especially when it comes to things like hyperpigmentation, things like this, dark patches on our faces, and things like that. Natural products can work better. So I would like to introduce you to 5 fantastic herbs that are very, very good for achieving um, good skin health. And so we are going to talk today, firstly, about I've given them names actually, but yes, my first one is called the Golden Healer. And my camera today is kind of like crooked, so I will have to be pausing the video, oh god, a little bit to readjust things. I hope it just lets me. Okay, so I apologize for any irregularities. So my first one is called the Golden Healer, and this is actually made from calendula flowers or marigold flowers, and they usually come in from pale yellow to bright orange, and they are an absolute powerhouse when it comes to skin healing, soothing the skin, moisturizing dry skin, and repairing damaged skin, and also helping to give us an even skin tone. I'm putting on my gloves because one of the ways that I actually like to use or prepare my calendula oil is I do a maceration of just put it somewhere. I do a maceration of the oil. So what I would do is that I would put dry flowers, let's say, and I usually use dark bottles, but because I want to show you, so I would, let's say, put the flowers in half, then fill the bottle with my chosen oil, and then depending, of course, I choose the oil depending on what the purpose for which is intended, and then leave it to sit for 2 to 4 weeks. This is 4 weeks now it's been sitting. Shake it every day, and then I eventually sieve it in a sieve cheesecloth, so which is what I'm about to do right now. So I just pour it into the bottle and then gently squeeze it out. Squeeze out all the oil. And like I said, calendula oil is superb for healing our skin, giving us flawless, healthy skin. I usually use it at night. This is a bit messy, so I will just have to push it to the side for now. But yes, so you can see the golden oil in the bottle. I just put this around to prevent it being too slippery. Anyway, so you can see the golden oil, and like I said, it is fantastic for healing the skin. So yes, so we are going to move to the next one while I take my gloves off. Okay. Bring this forward, re-angle camera. So let's look at the second one. So the second one I call the calming infusion, and that is chamomile. So we all know chamomile to be very relaxing and calming, and but did you also know that it's also very, very good for the skin? And it helps to reduce irritations, alleviate inflammation, and it's very good for people with sensitive skin, acne, eczema, and things like that. So my favorite way of doing it, or one of my favorite ways, is to, these are the chamomile flowers. So what I will do is I'll grab myself a bowl, and then here's my bowl just to show you. So I'll grab myself the bowl, and then I'll put the flowers in the bowl, pour hot water over the flowers. Then you know, like how when when you've got a cold and you want to inhale some menthol, you drape the towel over your head. So that's how I just, allow the steam to do its work and heal my skin and soothe any irritations. So that's one way. As I said, I would put the flowers in a bowl of hot water, steam my face, and for about 10 minutes, and that is very, very good. Leaves the skin less irritated and less tight. Another way I do it is also by using it as a toner. So what I would do is that I would put some tea bags in my teapot and let it brew or steep for a while, and then I would now pour it into a spray bottle, and then after it has cooled down, and then usually what I would do is that I'll put it in the fridge, and anytime my skin feels tight, irritated, or anything, I just give my face like a mist of this refreshing and extremely effective what should I say, toner or infusion. So yes, so that's number 2, herb. Then number 3 is my skin protector, which is green tea. And green tea is such a fantastic, it's another fantastic healer that, does its job both inside and out. And green tea contains a compound called EGCG, which is an abbreviation for a very long, unpronounceable word as far as I'm concerned. But it basically means it contains a polyphenol, and a polyphenol is actually a plant compound known for its health benefits. So green tea has a high amount of this EGCG, and it's a champion for guarding against the effects of environmental pollution, and that those free radicals that help to break down the collagen in our skin. And green tea is very, very good for that. There's another extract that I love to use. Probably one day I'll do a video about that I use as a facial. I call it the Japanese facial. And that is also even more effective, I feel, at rejuvenating the face. And my clients actually love it. It's so, so effective. Anyhow, so how I use my green tea is that after I've made a cup of tea, I would put the used bags in the fridge, and I'll let them cool down for a bit. Then I'll put them over my eyes for about 15 minutes. And what happens is that the caffeine and the coldness of the bags help to reduce puffiness, dark circles around the eyes, and it leaves the face a whole lot better. It more or less acts like some sort of an astringent, if I can put it that way. So yes, so like I said, 2 ways I use this. Either I use it to put around my eyes when, I see the dark circles or puffiness, or I use the extract as a facial. So yes, so that is the green tea. So let's go to, where are we now? Number 4. Okay, so I'm gonna get that out of the way and slowly bring number 4 into view. All right, so this is number 4, and number 4 I call the brightening serum, or the brightening brightening secret is what I call this one. And I call it the brightening secret because it is extremely potent and extremely effective, highly effective for reducing dark spots, um, any sort of acne spots, sunspots, and even skin tone. This is highly effective. However, it is a contraindicated ingredient in the sense that this is licorice root, and licorice root contains a compound called glycyrrhizin or glabridin, and this glabridin or glycyrrhizin is it's a very potent compound, and it's contraindicated for people who have things like different medical conditions, high blood pressure, heart conditions, people on blood thinners. So it is something that has to be used very cautiously and very sparingly. And anybody who is on any medication, especially like the ones that I've mentioned, or any health condition like I've mentioned, actually should seek medical advice before they use it. So it's not something that I would just, give to my clients or something like that without asking safety questions. And I only use about a quarter teaspoon or less in my preparations because, like I said, it's so potent that I only use it in very localized areas and for very short periods of time. So I would just probably make, there are ways I make it. I can either make it in form of a serum, that means, mixing it with oil, or I can brew some tea with it and then let it cool down and use it, dab it on the skin. So that is the way I use this licorice root. And like I said, a little goes a long way, and it has to be used very cautiously. And it's not something that is actually well known as such. I know people know licorice for being in sweets, but some people don't know that it's actually used as a skin brightening treatment. But yeah, but it's something that, as I mentioned, should be used very cautiously. Last but not the least, may I present, you can see it, may I present aloe vera. May I present aloe vera, the hydration hero. Of course, we all know aloe vera. It needs no introduction. But may I just use this opportunity to add just a few more details to the resume of aloe vera. It's not only 95% water, but it is also filled with vitamins, minerals, and amino acids, and hence its superb hydration properties. And it can also be used as a shaving alternative for men, and it also helps to keep fruits, vegetables fresh for longer, especially if you just rub some aloe vera over your fruits and vegetables. So yes, but there's also precaution with using aloe vera, especially if you put it directly on your face. It can cause dryness, and some people may or could develop contact dermatitis. And so it's always advisable to wash it off your face about a few minutes after you've applied it. Or you could also do a patch test first to see how you react to it. The way I use it is I usually mix it in with a lots of different things in my hair creams, in my butters and oils. I sometimes mix it in when I'm making a face mask, and sometimes I might mix a bit of my calendula oil with that and a little bit of maybe licorice extract, depending on the purpose for which I am using it. So yes, so that is in a nutshell what this video is about. Is actually about these fantastic herbs. Maybe adjust it. So yes, so these superb and amazing herbs, is a testament to the fact that, you know, natural things work better than expensive products. And, you know, you can just give them a try. You don't need to try everything at once. You can just try one at a time and then see how, you know, you feel about it. And then of course you'd always do a patch test first. So if there's anything else that you need to know, or you want me to explain better, kindly let me know. I would also be happy to know what your favorite skincare treatments are, and it will be a pleasure, and I'll be extremely grateful if you like this video. I'll be sharing more on different topics the next time, but in the meantime, I hope you've now known a little bit more about these fantastic 5 natural herbs: licorice root, aloe vera, calendula oil, green tea, and chamomile. So yeah, and they are actually very, very beneficial. I can testify to that. I use them, and I have nothing but good things to say about using natural products. I used to use a lot of expensive things before, but ever since I cut them out, for one, I've saved a lot of money, and two, I even look better, even if I say so myself. So in the meantime, have a lovely day wherever you are, and bye for now.